What's good, y'all? Today we got another good trade breakdown. I just made a trade breakdown yesterday on NQ, and that was fire. Hopefully you guys have seen it by now. So I wanted to do another one because today was a fire trade too. All right, so I'm gonna make it pretty much simple. If you saw my last video, then you already know the model that I trade, which is a time frame correlated market maker model combined with the daily candle power of 3. So right now we're watching a live market. This is the 4-hour chart, and we see that this was my entry on this candle and then an exit there and there. So we're gonna dive into all this price action, but I want to start on the higher time frames because that's how I start to frame the trades that I take. So in this 4-hour level, we had price going down, tapping and rejecting it, which was good for me because I was in a trade, but we was in a 4-hour gap. We also have a 4-hour order block right here, and right here is a 4-hour volume imbalance that's not marked. I'm gonna go ahead and mark it up for y'all real quick. And this is on ES. ES was a little bit cleaner today in my opinion versus NQ. So yeah, same shit though. So volume imbalance right here, you see we keep respecting that halfway point pretty nicely. We got the bullish order block, we got the fair value gap. It's a 4-hour key level, so that means that we're going to look on a 15-minute chart to see if the 15-minute chart is telling us the same thing that this 4-hour chart is telling us. So let's go to it. All right, so here we are on the 15 chart, and this is where I get busy. This is where the majority of the clarity comes for me when I'm looking to see what the daily candle is possibly doing at the time that I'm trading. So what do we see? I woke up early this morning. I called all this out to my group ahead of time. Of course, I told them there's a lot of low resistance liquidity here, and I will be looking only long. I told them I'm not looking to go short just because these 4-hour levels are holding. We built a lot of low resistance liquidity on the way to the higher time frame key levels. And the daily candle, I mean, this whole move down just looked like manipulation to me. So I was expecting the daily candle to distribute higher, at least to like the 12 a.m. open, which is what it did. So let's just talk about it. On the 15-minute chart, what confluences do we have? Well, we have price going down into all these fair value gaps right here. But look right here. This down close candle right here, up close, this is a bullish order block. Drag the top of the body over right here, and look how well that respected it. So when I saw that, and then at the time it's a 950 macro, you already know what I was thinking. Everything was aligning perfectly with my bias. So when I see this 15-minute order block, I know that that's IRL, and I'm automatically looking at the first swing high that I can find on this time frame, which would be right here. So you can see why I took partials and why I was exiting around this area, because I'm trading the 15-minute IRL to ERL in line with my higher time frame analysis. And then also we had SMT with Nas. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick, because SMT is really a cheat code. All right, y'all. So the SMT that we had was on yesterday's 10 a.m. candle. You can see it here. You can go look in your own charts for it. But when you look at this 10 a.m. candle open, the swing low right here, you see that ES takes the low. And then you look at the 10 a.m. candle over here, the swing low, you can see that Nas does not get close to the low. So that's bullish SMT. That was another confluence and the reason I took this trade today. All right, so you can see like how beautiful this looks on a 15-minute chart. Let's go down to the 1-minute chart so you can see how I was able to execute my entry. All right, so when it comes to the 1-minute chart, I already have all of my confluences in the back of my mind. I know what key levels I'm trying to target on the higher time frame. It is my job on this lower time frame to align time with price, like time first, then price. Whatever is happening at the macro that I'm trying to trade, that's what I'm executing on. I have a higher time frame model in mind, and wherever we are within that model during the times that I'm trading, that's when I'm looking to execute. So if you look at this candle right here, it's at 950. I entered at 950 on the dot today, the 950 macro. Very nice. Once price got down to this higher time frame key level, this volume imbalance, we started to get the wicks on higher time frame. First thing I'm looking to see is what on the left side of the curve is getting invalidated. So let's just look at it. We have a volume imbalance here, a fair value gap here. Look how it gets ran through. We also have another one here, and then we have this swing high being displaced. And this swing high is actually a breakaway gap. So when you have a breakaway gap, you don't expect this to fill. You expect it to be left open. We also have volume imbalance there, fair value gap there. You can see how price digs down into that fair value gap really quick, right at 950 on the dot. I enter, I call it out to my group, and then I simply just target the 15-minute swing high right here. And I also targeted the 8:30 open for my first partial over these equal swing highs. This was a good ass trade, I'm not gonna lie. It's just the same thing every single day. Daily candle power 3, which profile is it showing me at the time? Where is the manipulation? Did we make the daily candle wick in London? Did we do it early New York? Did we take out liquidity as we were doing that? And then I find whatever key level we're operating on, I find a correlating time frame, which is a 15-minute in this case, since I use a 4-hour level, and I use those to frame my trade. And then I use time and price on the lower time frames to find an entry. This was a beautiful trade with no drawdown. A lot of confirmations, A+ setup to the tick. Hopefully you guys were able to get some value out of this video. Until the next one, out.